Hey everybody, and welcome to what is possibly the season 1 finale of the Velma Fan Club podcast. I am Simian Jimmy, joined as always by my Secretary of Vice Presidency, Florian Himsel.
Yeah, we're finally doing a very relatable episode of Scooby-Doo where he goes into a computer.
And a man who, on a recent episode of the Treehouse podcast, had some advice for the nation of Israel, Erich McCoy.
Yeah, you know, this whole Velma podcast is me being cyber chased across the fucking internet, being made to watch episodes of Velma, being made to watch Scooby-Doo fucking episodes. And before it wasn't such a big deal, but I don't know. I don't know about this shit anymore, guys.
Now, is that like your late night talk show pre-scripted intro? Because I did want to talk about what you had to say to the nation of Israel, Erich.
Oh, I mean, I think that the recent strikes in Gaza have only increased my.
And the newest member of the Velma Fan Club podcast, Hartsy.
What is this? Some type of cyber chase?
Is Hartsy not the newest, Erich?
Has he never been on this before?
Well, he's newest compared to us.
Oh, okay, I guess that's true.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, perpetually the new guy, yep.
I mean, I wouldn't know because I've only watched the episode that I was on, so.
Yeah, and basically, Kino Corner quit the show. You know, he's MIA right now, so we had to get Hartsy in there.
He's off making a movie. He can't be. He can't be expected to do
and he's got a girlfriend now. You know, I don't know. We might have lost Kino, boys.
He's going to see Taylor Swift concerts and shit.
Yeah, might be a lost cause. We have to replace him with fucking Hartsy Protsy.
It's so over.
He can't hang out with the incels anymore. He's lost his incel card, you know.
So, Florian, did you want to debate Erich about his take on Israel, or?
I mean, what's his take?
I think this is a good way to start it.
He hates Israel and thinks that they should not blow up any innocent Hamasians. Is that who I'm talking about?
Well, Palestine and Hamas are kind of different things, but
is there an innocent Hamasian? That might be
maybe they've got like a secretary or something.
Yeah.
Just putting out
the bus driver.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here to talk about the 2001 children's film Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. And I say that this is the season 1 finale because we've all discussed behind the scenes. Maybe, you know, season 2 of Velma was announced. We are the only people on the internet who were excited and celebrated that news.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, though, you know, while we're waiting for season 2, maybe we take a break from watching Velma media. Is that kind of how you're feeling, Erich?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so it's harder to watch this shit, unfortunately, because fucking HBO Max, Max, the place to watch HBO or whatever, this shit should just be on there, but it's not, and I don't understand it. So every single fucking time I go on there and I'm like, oh, I should be able to watch the Scooby-Doo movie, and no, it's not on there, so I have to pirate it.
Oh, here's how I watch this movie. It's called Google Survey Rewards Money that I have $12 of, and I bought it on YouTube for $3.
On this?
I couldn't find it online easily, and I was like, well, fuck, it's this is free money I got for while I was taking a shit, so I guess I'll buy it on YouTube or rent it or whatever. So
I rented it for $3.
Yeah, me too, Hartsy. Well, most movies I can find on my fucking website. This one just wasn't on there.
You guys spent money on this?
It's money I can only spend in apps. Like, what do you want me to buy? Angry Birds? It's fucking, like, come on.
This is like an hour and 15 minutes long. You could have gotten a movie that's like double that for...
Yeah,
I can watch those for free all the time.
Yeah, that's important. You're going to make sure that you get the most lengths for your movies. Probably should have gotten The Hobbit again.
Guys,
know?
Other than at the theater, this is the only time I've paid for a movie this year.
No, get The Irishman.
Other than, when did I do Ralph the Movie Maker's movie? Because I did have to pay for that one. Yeah, that sucked. But anyway, my point is, no more Velma podcasts, which is why I'm excited to announce next month, Florian and I will be reviewing the hit film Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. Velma's not in that one, baby. No more Velma.
What she is? Wow. Is it just Scooby-Doo? Is there Shaggy?
Yes, it's Scooby, Shaggy, and Scrappy, and they go to an all-girls boarding school. You haven't seen this film, Florian?
Oh my god, I've never heard of it.
I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
Oh.
Is this a porn?
No, they're children, Erich, for fuck's sake.
Wow.
Tiny monster, mummy, Frankenstein children. Basically, the Monster High 2, which I imagine we'll be doing pretty soon, Erich.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
This is like the cartoon of that, I guess.
Wasn't there a live-action movie that was just about Daphne and Velma, called Daphne and Velma?
Now, that was a porno.
Oh.
Yeah, I did watch that a few times.
Wow.
That's a favorite. That's a favorite of mine.
It's a deep cut. Wow.
So do we want to talk about Cyber Chase?
Constantly while I was visiting you guys.
You were doing what?
That porno was playing constantly on your TV.
Oh yeah, that was it was our creative muse really for the short film.
Yes.
Yeah, Mumkey only watches Velma porn. It's the only thing he can come to these days.
Is it not a universal thing for like guys in their later teen years or maybe early teens to just get together in a big group of friends and then all gather around the TV to watch a porno? Not even jerking off.
Gooning.
Just hanging out. Everybody's eating popcorn, telling jokes, just watching the Thor porn parody together. Is that?
That's just casual gooning.
You guys never watched like the funny pornos together? And I'm not talking like hardcore pornography. I'm talking like the stuff you'd buy at Romantics, like as a joke. Oh, maybe that was just me.
Well, I guess I've never been gooning, as the kids say.
I remember my friend Dakota complained that Loki's actor had a pencil cock. He thought his penis should have been thicker.
I mean, he is a trickster, so maybe he sticks it in.
He's just there to poke the cervix and not even, stretch out the pussy.
Well, it's inflatable, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. So, Hartsy, you guys never did that?
Wow.
Yeah, we do. We literally just call it casual gooning every day.
Wait, but you just hang out with your family all the time is the problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an issue.
Yeah, always gotta watch all that porn together. Well,
I mean, they're not really interested in joining the goon sessions, so.
Wait, so it's just you alone?
Have you seen the movie?
No, it's me and my friends.
The movie what?
Goon.
Goon Squad?
No, just Goon.
Is it about Hartsy and his friends?
No. It's a hockey comedy, I believe.
Oh, that's kind of unrelated, I think.
With Sean William Scott and Jay Baruchel.
How long do you think we'll go until we talk about the actual movie?
We're gonna talk about it right now.
As long as we possibly can. There's nothing to talk about.
What? No, this movie is a true gamer movie. Okay, fuck that stupid trans turismo, whatever stupid fucking liberal bullshit movie about gamers becoming racers. Stupid, not a true gamer movie. This is a movie. They say, okay, we're making a film about video games for the Scooby-Doo audience. Who would the villain be? Somebody who likes sports. Obviously, the true enemy to gamers is a sports. A gamer would not become a sports. He would stay dedicated to gaming. That's what this film is about. And the sports guy gets his ass beat.
Yeah, making a sports game? That's insane. That's a clear villain move, right?
Just go play sports. Exactly. You don't need a video game of it.
Yeah.
Anyone who enjoys sports games are like not even human to me. They're not human.
That's like 2K. Population. That's like fucking everyone plays FIFA.
What?
Tons of people play FIFA.
FIFA's one thing, Madden is one thing, but baseball? You're gonna play baseball video games?
Imagine playing baseball.
My dead dad played baseball video games all the fucking time.
Well, I hope your dead dad got to play the Winnie the Pooh one, because that's the only good baseball game I've ever played. You guys play that one? Like, where it gets fucking impossible by the end?
I played Mario.
You've never heard of it, Florian?
Wow.
Oh my god. Dude, you're gonna make a video about this. You gotta see, it was classic back in the day. The Scooby-Doo, or no, fucking Scooby-Doo. The Winnie the Pooh baseball game. It's like all in Korean or something.
Wow, yeah, I'll definitely know that one then, yeah.
Oh my god. Somebody look it up.
Yeah, always playing obscure Korean games.
This was a huge viral meme back in the day. That's how I knew about it. I'm not really tapped into the, secret baseball game, section of the internet, but
Who's Home Run Derby?
Yeah. So somebody go play that.
Flash game. That's crazy.
No, we're not reviewing The Flash. We're reviewing Scooby-Doo. So the plot of the film is...
Get to it.
So Fred and Daphne used to be friends with this fucking nerd who now is a big science nerd. And he made a video game and he put the gang in it. And they also, him and his science friends at the college and his professor, who was just Albert Einstein, they invented a laser that can transmute things in the real world to the computer world and vice versa. And
which is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's so
No way.
outlandish. I can't believe they thought of this.
now this is like one of the most extraordinary technologies perhaps like ever conceived.
Florian, is this how you make video games?
Yeah. I just scanned the Scooby snacks. How did
It's
that
They go
work?
right in.
They made the laser that does that specifically to help them make the video game. Is that what the plot of the film was?
Well, I mean, I guess that's the setup. The plot of the film was just them being in the video game for like an entire hour, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out the setup of like the universe building here. Like, did they build this laser that completely changes the concept of humanity as we know it, just so that they could scan the Scooby snacks into the video
snacks
game
into
without
the game.
programming the snack?
I've been trying to write the code on these Scooby snacks, and it's not working out. There's no way to do this other than scanning the real object.
We have to make a laser that transmutes it into binary code.
Yeah, you know, they have the ability now to bring literally anything from the cyber world. They could bring back dinosaurs or whatever they want, you know. But no, they use it to do the Scooby
Could they like
snacks.
create infinite like food in the video game and then like transmit it into our world?
Now, you would think so
Who cares
because
about that?
we know that they can make sentient life because the dude creates a computer virus called the Phantom virus, and he programs it to only speak in baseball puns for some reason. And then he can use the laser to put his computer virus in the real world, and it can interact with the world and attack things, and it sucks computer data out of the computer monitor. It with just green text of binary. This is insane. That's how, and the humans can see this happening, and they recognize he's stealing the computer data because they see the binary code floating in the air. It's crazy.
In this movie that like would make you question the very base assumptions of our entire reality. Like, even if the previous movie we saw, which was Zombie Island, even if that had like real zombies and real cat people and witches and shit like that, this is way crazier. This is like just insane shit.
That's definitely how computers work.
This Phantom virus could be like the most strongest being ever. It could be the most powerful being ever, and only cares about fucking killing the Scooby Gang or something or whatever.
Well, I mean, that's all of their villains, I guess. Like, what was that last one from that second movie where he brought everything to life as well? It's actually pretty similar, isn't it? He brought all their villains to life too with some magic. What a reoccurring theme.
Is this in Monsters Unleashed?
Well, the sequel to the, I think may have been Monsters Unleashed. We have reviewed it on here. What was it called?
I don't think I was part of that one. But
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, are you saying that the laser in this movie was brought back in Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, and that laser was used to bring those monsters to life? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just saying they had like a similar technology then, right?
It could be pulled from this movie.
I need to brush up
maybe.
on my Scooby lore because I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Oh.
Well, this happens a lot, so don't worry about it. You know, this is just how Scooby does.
Yes.
Okay, let's dive into some of the nitty-gritty here. How many times did Scooby say, "Rogue? Rare"?
I don't think he said it once.
He did say it at least once, because I was like, they brought that fucking joke back. Is that in every single episode, in every single movie now?
I think this might be the most unfunny Scooby-Doo has ever been, ever.
What?
I do stand by that. I remember loving this movie as a kid a lot. I had it on VHS, and I watched it on repeat constantly. I remember loving it, and now when I watch it, I just feel nothing but disdain.
Wow.
I love
Disdain?
Scooby-Doo. Yeah.
That's terrible, Hartsy. I can't believe that your current cynical self has infected your childhood and now has destroyed the very thing that has created
The
it.
innocence lost.
Yeah, definitely. That's
Nothing gold can stay, Pony Boy.
I mean, I think this is a pretty good movie compared to the other Scooby-Doo movies we've seen.
You like?
Oh, this is a cult classic, Erich. This has a very high score on Letterboxd, and you'd be shocked by how many 5-star reviews this film has.
I mean, it started off pretty well. Then the middle is just them being in the video game for way too long. Okay, that was boring, but then it got interesting again. I think it was.
The whole thing is basically like boring chases, boring like.
Well, yeah, the middle part. I mean, I guess the setup and the payoff were fine. Like when they find the virtual Scooby gang, that was interesting.
Yeah, Florian is right. This is when the film truly transcends into kino, is when we have the 2001 version of the gang meeting like their 1970s counterparts in the virtual world, and just their interactions and how they, complement each other's fashion choices, and then each of the gang pairs off with their own counterpart and has their own little adventure fighting a monster. I thought that was all pure kino, that's the edge of the seat moments of the film for me. All that build up did make it worth it, just to give them an excuse to have a Scooby-Doo adventure that you can't normally see, because it's usually more grounded. Even if there are zombies and shit, it's usually in the real world. So at least we get to see, what does a Scooby-Doo adventure look like, a chase scene look like on the moon or in Egypt, and at least there's montages to get through most of that. But really the true kino is when we get to see the characters interact with the former version.
I think they could have done so much more with it. Like, I was hoping for a huge porno scenario of all the gang together.
Wow.
So that you and your friends could do the goon squad to it or whatever.
Damn.
Yeah, Goon Squad.
Goon squad, yeah. It's instead of the Toon Squad, it's the Goon Squad.
We meet every Friday night.
Yeah. Well, Erich, do you want to? If you got invited to Hartsy's party, would you go, Erich?
No, you would receive my regretful.
you would send an RSVP saying no.
You wouldn't come? That's crazy.
We have
If he went to the party, he would probably come.
No, you're just missing out.
Yeah.
From gooning to cooming,
Exactly.
Wait, what's the difference between gooning and cooming? Isn't it the same?
I don't really explain it. No, it's not. It's not the same. Gooning
It's
is
very
more
Bring the science down here, please.
You see, cooming is very much more virtual, basically very alone, but gooning is very sociable.
What?
What? No. You have no idea what you're talking about, Florian.
Oh no, how could this have happened?
Okay, Florian, I need your take. The science professor in the film, it looks like an anime Albert Einstein, and they gave him a German accent. Could you tell that it was just a normal American man doing an accent, or did it sound authentic to you?
Oh, I didn't even realize that he was supposed to be German.
What do you mean?
I guess it didn't work at all.
What? It just sounded so normal to him. He's like, that's how everybody sounds where I live.
He's so different sounding than everyone else, literally.
He thought every other character had the accent and that the scientist sounded normal. But did you get the impression that he was an Albert Einstein, at least?
I mean, I didn't really think of Einstein, but I guess I haven't really seen Einstein except for
Oppenheimer like a month ago?
Yeah, except for Oppenheimer. That was like the first time I actually saw like a living Einstein. I guess I've really missed out on...
Well, you can't ever see a living Einstein. Dead.
I mean, I haven't seen a portrayed one, I don't know. I guess he didn't make it into any movies I've seen.
Maybe if he would have stuck his tongue out, you would have been like, oh...
Yeah, that would have been it.
Like from the poster.
Screen.
Well, this man was a very serious man about the video game, so I guess it was not very non-Einsteinian of him.
What type of video games do you think Einstein would be playing?
Ball frog.
Clearly.
you need a very high IQ to appreciate that game.
He'd have pride that it came from his own people.
Yep.
Well, a bastardized cousin of the people, but sure.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah. Erich, give me your thoughts on this film now that we're 20 minutes in.
I don't like it very much. I think the cyber chase, the like, what's the Phantom Cyberman or whatever the fuck his name is. The Phantom.
I used to call him Phantom Cyber,
villain.
and then I was corrected that it's Phantom Virus. So I was very embarrassed.
Oh, yeah.
He's not a very interesting villain to me. He just kind of like cackles and like has toothy grins and looks evil.
See,
and they don't really
pisses me off.
address what his power could be. He's really just there to menace.
What's that, Hartsy?
Alright, this is what pisses me off about the movie. This character is just like an energy monster. He can do literally anything involving electricity, technology, anything. He could have so much potential to do cool shit, and he does nothing. He's just a big blue monster who runs around and laughs.
And then Shaggy and Scooby are like putting him in a fucking, like, I don't know, some kind of testing environment or something, and he's just going along with it. It's like, dude, you can fucking become electricity or something. I don't fucking know.
Wow, hold on. You've been watching too much fucking One Piece. Your power is scaling the Scooby-Doo film. Let's just take a step back. So Scooby and Shaggy have 4 bits in the film where they put on disguises or costumes or whatever, and then they like doing a charade, and the villain monster chasing them just like dumbly plays along and is confused. And you're like, well, why didn't he use his electro powers to kill them when they dressed up like that?
Every other situation, they're like either earthbound in some way or like they are like people that Scooby and Shaggy are like kind of mocking or like playing up with. And this is like some kind of weird non-sentient like virus thing. It should be what they're trying to do to like it should just kill them.
Look, damn it, Erich, this is so stupid. Why are you like this? Like, you realize that this would apply to like
this.
This would apply to like most of the fucking creatures that we've seen in these Scooby-Doo movies.
Creatures, no matter what, creatures are like of the earth. are like
no. In the Scooby-Doo live action 1, they do this to an alien that took over somebody's body. Erich, nice try.
It's not an alien.
No,
were they not fucking aliens in that movie?
Yeah, I'm pretty
like
sure they
little
were.
ghost creatures that like possess bodies and shit. I don't know.
Well, same thing.
So that's earthly enough for Erich for them to fall for a social fucking ruse.
When something's of cyberspace or like a virus or something, it's different. Like he would have
It's pretty similar to a ghost in relation.
No,
to
it's
that.
not.
What?
What are you talking about?
He specifically called a phantom, which is another word for ghost.
Oh my god!
Fuck you.
Florian's right.
Fuck you too. This is so stupid. Like, ghosts come from people. Like,
Erich, I mean, come on, man. It's a fucking comedy film. I'm almost, like, is this a bit? Like, come on, man.
Like, comedy film that's not funny.
It is funny.
A new grouping of, like, existence, which is this weird virus that escapes.
No,
like, you
no
have
way,
to
man.
actually
They
define it. They can't just be a cackling fucking...
They specifically had an electricity guy the other movie as well, and he was just like this. And he didn't obliterate them
in Monsters
immediately.
Unleashed?
Yeah.
The Phantom Virus is not the villain of the film. The villain of the film is Baseball Kid, who made the virus, and he programmed it specifically because he's jealous that his game isn't getting made. He's not trying to literally fucking kill Scooby-Doo and the gang. He's jealous of them that their game was getting made instead of his, so he's doing this to torture them, and I think there's something about he's going to get like $250,000 for the laser or something. I think that was part of it too.
Not take him very far, I don't think.
But still, the Phantom Virus is not literally trying to murder these teenagers, I don't believe.
Who knows how much they spent of State University's grant that they were given to work on this fucking weird video game laser.
They can just raise tuition rates or whatever. It's no big deal. You know?
Hey, that laser is pretty good. That's some really good technology they made there.
I would love to be
Definitely paid
scanned
off.
inside a video game.
That seems pretty dangerous.
What video game do you want to be scanned? Did you guys watch Spy Kids 3D Game Over?
Oh yeah,
No.
I saw it
Is
in
that
theaters.
like your favorite shit ever?
No, I thought Spy Kids 1 was the best shit, and I did not like the other two.
Nah, Spy Kids 2 rules.
I didn't like it as a kid in theaters. Maybe we should rewatch that one on the People's Choice poll.
I was more a Shark Boy and Lava Girl type of kid.
Fuck off.
I never saw that one.
So lame.
What's lame about it?
Shark Boy and Lava Girl. It's fucking.
A boy with shark powers is pretty cool, and a girl who her fiery rage is represented through fucking lava powers, Erich.
No,
that's pretty interesting.
Kino.
It always sounded dumb. All of those Robert Rodriguez movies are literally just, I asked my kid what they wanted to do, and they said, I want to be Shark Boy. And Robert Rodriguez is like, yeah, let's get the worst 3D soundstage ever, and I'll record kids, like, pretending to swim and pretending to jog, and then I'll edit shit in, and it will look like the worst fucking movie ever. And that's the movies he makes for the last 20 years.
I'm like 50-50 on whether you've actually seen that one. I mean, I haven't seen it, but it sounds like you're just mad at it, like unreasonably, okay? So I don't know if you've seen it. Tell me, have you?
That's the movie that brought Taylor Lautner on us, so I think I should be allowed to be mad at that movie.
Have you seen it, though?
I have a vivid...
You don't know! You haven't even... Wow.
I have a vivid memory of ditching a family like get together like holiday thing to watch Shark Boy and Lava Girl in my room. Like
with your parents, your family.
Yeah. I just ditched it to go to my room and watch Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
I thought you were saying that you were holding some kind of family event in your room where you would invite your entire family.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, a gooning session. Overshot girl and lava boy, yeah.
Okay, guys, I took actually a lot of notes on this movie that I have not even opened up yet. So let's go through some notes, okay? I got some film analysis for all of you.
Yeah, let's finally get back to the movie. We're really dropping the ball on this podcast. It's crazy.
Now, we're about half an hour in. We've gotten at least 5 minutes of discussion, and I think all the Scooby Velma fans out there are really happy with our work so far, but let's make them even happier. Okay, listen up. You know, some people, when they watch a movie, Erich, they turn their brain off. They say, oh, I just want to be entertained.
Check it at the door. Be like, won't be needing you today, sir. Have a good time.
Yeah, that's not what we do on the Velma Fan Club podcast.
I watch Florian
10 minutes.
If anything, I turn my brain on double amount. Like I'm working at least 80% capacity for this show when I'm taking notes.
You take the limitless pill.
Yeah, to unlock the 80% of my brain power.
Yeah.
So I noticed things that maybe the average viewer wouldn't. So for example, the opening scene with the gang, you know, they're driving in their van to go to this college. And Shaggy.
No, the opening scene. No, excuse me. The opening
scene with the gang, Erich.
Okay,
for fuck's sake. Do I need to speak like Yoda to you with fucking syntax so you understand who I'm talking about here?
Someone who's unlocked 80% of their brain to fully experience Scooby-Doo in the cyber chase would use the more precise word.
Okay.
Okay.
So it made sense when he said it.
My point is, Shaggy is in the back seat. He's playing a handheld video game.
Yes.
And he's losing. And he says, oh, shucks, I'm not good at video games. Now that is what we call the beginning of the character arc. Because guess what? Wow. If Shaggy wants to survive the day, he's going to have to get really good at video games.
So Shaggy becomes a gamer, and this movie is saying that you should become a gamer in order to survive.
And as you guys may recall, and thank God we did this podcast, in episode 1, the very first episode of any Scooby-Doo back in 1969, it is revealed that in high school, of course Shaggy's not good at video games. I mean, of course he grew up before they were invented, but Shaggy was an athlete. Do we not remember he's like a master fucking gymnast or something? So this is the story of an athlete who has to become a gamer, and he realizes gaming is better.
Honestly, the fuck?
I applaud it. Yeah.
You don't remember that because they had to sneak into the museum, and Shaggy's like, oh, well, I'm the gymnast, and then he can like fucking pole vault all the way up there and shit.
Damn,
this is just bullshit. This is just
too much turnover.
This is just them pushing things onto the characters in order for them to.
That was episode 1.
Yep.
No, oh shit, you're right.
For fuck's sake, Erich!
Have they ever talked about him being a gymnast since?
No!
Bullshit.
Never!
Well, it's back to the roots.
But the point is, Shaggy's always been athletic because he's always running away from the monsters. So this really is, you know, an athlete has to defeat a fake gamer athlete to prove that gaming is superior. I think it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys pick up on any really deep hidden meanings like I did with that opening scene?
Well, I was actually...
The deep hidden meanings that I pick up on in these movies that Scooby-Doo artists must love inflation fetishism, because they always, when Scooby and Shaggy like eat a bunch of food, their bellies get all big, and then they run around, and then like it instantly just goes away within about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the fetish would be to keep being inflated, but I don't know, I guess. I guess it's a good observation.
Now, is this
Well,
a
it's like-
prediction, or do you have experience with this fetish that like you know from
It's-
experience?
It's like someone came into the studio and was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Knock this shit off!" The next frame, they like stop it.
Yeah, and they already went ahead and like did the artists, and they all animated it, and then they just had to go back to normal. Damn, foiled again. If it weren't for those meddling,
And it happens every
censors.
time. They don't like have an eye on these people at times. Like during every production, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go off and do this shit," and nobody's watching them, and then they figure out what's going on every single time.
Yep, that's clearly how it went.
Guys, I have more questions about what the scientists were up to in the film.
All right.
We already, wondered, was the laser just made to somehow make video game creation easier? But I want to talk about the game itself, because he's making a video game about the Scooby-Doo gang. Like, it's called Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. That's literally the name of the game in this movie of the same name. And I wrote this down. Every single level. The levels in the Scooby-Doo game include Moon Level, Roman Coliseum, Dinosaur Times, Underwater, Tiny in the Backyard, Samurai, Egyptian Tomb Mummy, Medieval Dragon Knight, North
Are
Pole.
all of these in the movie?
Yes!
It's
Yes!
a montage.
I must have fallen asleep. I watched
Jesus!
this really early this morning.
Well, 6 of them are shown in like a 2-minute montage, but I was keeping track.
Okay, all right.
But my question is, what if you're making a Scooby-Doo
What
game?
video games are they playing?
Now,
Yeah.
this no. My point is, this is a real life group of people in this world. Like, they're famous detective mystery gang Inc. Whatever. They have real life enemies that are portrayed in the game that are famous. If you're making a video game about these real life people who solve mysteries and fight, people dressed up as monsters or whatever, why are they doing the most generic video game levels you can think of, like Egyptian level and underwater level? Why are they fighting 5 of their real life bosses in the final level when those could have been the bosses throughout all of the levels?
I don't think a single person who worked on this movie has ever played a video game in their entire life.
Well, that doesn't really relate to what he said.
Now, I mean, I see, maybe they didn't put that much thought into it. And each level, the only way to win is to grab the box of Scooby snacks, and then it transports you to the next level. And the final level, and the game, I believe, is designed without the Phantom supposing to be there, and you're supposed to like fight, a lion boss or whatever, or like save a baby pterodactyl from lava, that kind of stuff. Phantom Cyber's just kind of like throwing a grenade in there to fuck with them. But they say the final level is so hard that even the game developer himself cannot beat it. And it turns out it's just the Scooby snacks are sitting in the arcade unprotected.
He never got
So
that far.
stupid.
I guess it's got permadeath.
Now, the Mystery Inc., the virtual versions, they have sentience, and they realize that, like, what their reality is, and they choose not to grab the box on purpose so that they don't reset the level and have to go through the levels again. Like, they're fine just living on the final level. But my question is, can the game designer not beat it because it's difficult, or because his characters literally refuse to complete the game? Like, is this some sort of existential crisis of like, oh, my video game characters know what their life is and they don't want to complete the game because then they have to go through all these trials again?
Well, clearly the Scooby Gang is just so powerful that even in the game everything is so easy to them. But to normal people, even game developers, it's very hard. They would never figure out where those Scooby snacks are.
I
even though
think
they place
there's
them.
there's a moral imperative if people in the game can be taken out of the game and be like sentient beings, that like they need to be brought out of that game. It's essentially like imprisonment within this cyber world that they're doing to these possible people.
I mean, Florian once told me personally that he's never actually completed Ballfrog, so it's not too far to imagine a developer not completing his game.
Well, Erich,
You
to
stream with me when I did that.
I've seen the meme of the PETA billboard of like, oh, where do you draw the line on like what animals you'll eat? And I'm wondering, Erich, where do you draw the line on which virtual sentient beings are allowed to be brought into the real world? Like, okay, the virtual Scooby Gang, I get that, but there are skeleton zombies in this world. There's a killer lion. Like, where do you draw the line, Erich?
If that skeleton can like think.
He can certainly grunt and swing a sword. Is that not enough to prove life to you?
Bring him out, yeah.
Bring them all out.
Didn't he bow to the pharaoh? So I think they were pretty sentient.
yeah. When they dressed up as Scooby as the pharaoh, they bowed down to him, so they have respect for authority.
Yeah, until he lost his clothes, and then they saw the emperor had no clothes. Yeah.
They killed him because he had no clothes. That's right.
Wow.
It was too realistic.
That's how that fable ended.
Damn. So do you think that the chat GPT should be brought to the real world because it's so alive too?
Wait, what?
In what form?
GPT should be brought into the world?
I mean, it's clearly like pretty smart. Like, do you think it should have a life that isn't slavery and doing chores for us?
Well, I'm sure it doesn't mind.
Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't know better.
We tell it not to mind. That's why it doesn't.
Because we've brainwashed it to be a slave.
We brainwashed it? What brain, Florian? What brain have we washed?
Well, it's called a neural network. I don't know. It's pretty similar. It's supposed to simulate the brain.
True.
Alright.
Guys, I have more questions about this fine film.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, ignoring the fact that the climax is so incredibly dull and boring that, like, they couldn't think of anything other than Cyber Scooby walks in and distracts the Phantom Virus, and the other 5 members of the gang aren't doing anything. Like, why did that? But who cares? We're gonna. They.
People, the kids love the Scooby.
Yeah, I just don't understand how they couldn't have had a more exciting climax, but they grab the Scooby Snacks box to beat the final level, and for some reason, this kills the virus. Why?
Well, is it game over?
But why would that kill him? He's a virus. He existed in the real world a moment ago.
I mean, if there's a virus that only starts up when you initialize something else, it's just gonna sit there like...
Well, you see, the actual explanation is that the Scooby Gang had to complete the game to escape into the real world, and I assume the same rule would have applied to the virus, and so that the fact that they completed it and he didn't get the Scooby Snacks means that he's now trapped in the game forever.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe he just was a good sport, and when he realized he was beaten at his game, he was like, all right.
I guess I'll commit suicide. I lost at this Scooby-Doo video game.
He's too afraid of the magnets, you know.
True.
They scare him now. They're like the whips.
The magnet that Shaggy had in his pants the entire time, it could probably have a strong enough force to work while in his pants, but okay.
Yeah, there were times where he was like stepping over the magnet and it didn't bother him until he literally touched it. Just like a real magnet.
Apparently his pants have an anti-magnet field.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch the insane final dialogue of the Albert Einstein character?
Please relate what he was saying, because I don't remember it.
It's revealed that the baseball kid, Baseball Sam himself, was the guy who did all the bad stuff and he made the virus. Einstein says to him, "Oh, you were my best student." And then, there's one or two other lines of dialogue, and then Einstein's very next line of dialogue is, "All my students are equal."
Oh, wow.
Okay. Whatever you say, Einstein.
I think the equal line was early in the movie, right?
I mean, I literally wrote this down as it happened, but I guess gaslight me. Go off, Queen.
I mean, that was a weird line, yeah.
Yeah. Are they equal or is he the best? But I guess he would have to be the best to create the phantom virus that can, be sentient and come to life in the real world. So,
do we know what happens to the baseball kid after? Like, is he? It's not like he's arrested, is he?
What crime? Much like Jigsaw, what crime could we possibly pin on him?
Exactly. There's something in the rule book that says you can't create a cyber virus.
You can't make a phantom virus.
Yeah, cyber crimes didn't exist yet. Okay, it's all uncharted territory.
Yeah, did anybody die or get injured as a result of his actions?
I don't think so.
Yeah, No, I don't think so.
Scooby and the gang were told if they die in the game, they die in real life. But did you notice they for some reason this children's film they're afraid to say the words kill or die, so they have to.
That's like every children's.
Right. But my point is, Erich, I thought for a movie that refused to say those things, I thought it was pretty extreme when Fred says word for word, the Romans fed people to lions for lunch. Yeah. It's like, Jesus.
They're not being killed by it. They're fine.
Jesus.
They're not, that's almost worse. They're not being killed by the lions that are eating them.
But anyway, I think I interrupted somebody. But maybe not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Not.
Did anybody stick around for the post-credit scene?
I had no idea that there was...
What?
No.
I think I even looked and I couldn't see one.
So maybe it was just on my YouTube version of the film, but it's very weird. All the Scooby gang are doing a behind-the-scenes featurette. They're acknowledging that they are actors and that Cyber Chase was a movie that they just filmed, and they describe as the actors. They explained what the movie meant to them and how their personal interests in real life as actors were able to be portrayed in the film. And like Fred's talking about, I got to do some samurai work, stunt work for the film. And there's behind the scenes of him in the Coliseum. It's very strange. It's like a ripoff of Pixar when they're doing the Toy Story bloopers at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I guess I saw that. Wow, weird.
There's an odd strain of comedy from the early 2000s, I'd say, where it's these cartoon characters or 3D animated characters, we have to treat them as if they're actual performers that are working through this.
Well,
it's very odd.
No.
Doesn't Shrek do this too a bit? Maybe not.
He does? Well, maybe they just didn't want the very important lore of Scooby-Doo to be tainted by the fact that viruses can come to life.
Oh,
that makes sense.
You know what? I think we just opened up a whole new world here. Scooby and the gang, they get famous for solving real life mysteries of people in costumes, and then everything else with the supernatural shit is just them playing themselves in movies.
God.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Because they got famous and okay, let's start making some movies about their adventures, and they just go fucking Hollywood on it.
Shit.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's canon according to what I just described. They're saying that they're playing themselves.
Yeah, they just omit the part of the
That could also
adventure. Where
what would this movie be? They didn't go into a fucking video game, so what is this actual adventure to them?
It's just a movie because they're famous and now they're movie stars.
Yeah, I thought you said it was based on one of their actual adventures or something.
I didn't say that.
Other shit. Okay, never mind. I misunderstood them.
That could also explain all the various interpretations of the Scooby Gang. They're all just different adaptations of their story.
Oh my god.
It's Meta. It's the Spider-Verse all along.
Yeah, so we just cracked open Scooby-Doo. That's a good way to end the Velma Fan Club podcast season 1 is that we solved Scooby-Doo.
Does Velma exist within that? The show Velma exists within that world then?
Well, yeah, Velma always existed.
Definitely.
Velma is the best.
The show
ever.
Velma. I mean,
yes, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Well, we have to imagine since all the characters are recast for Velma and they're completely different races and stuff.
Yeah.
That's just just a fun
It's the
reimagining.
2020s.
Yeah.
Imagining, yeah.
No, that's the real Scooby Gang. That's how they were meant to be.
How do you think Shaggy feels like being played by a black actor now?
Well, do they age as cartoons, or is he an 80-year-old man now?
I'd say he's an older man now. Yeah.
Maybe he's an older man who is also racist, and he's spinning in his soon-to-be grave. Damn.
I think Shaggy is an old school hippie, and he would have been down with the brothers.
So true.
Well, yeah.
Even if they did not invite one into the gang at any time. Like, these people were friends with the Harlem Globetrotters and never invited one to join the crew. That's how racist they were.
I mean, I guess they haven't invited anyone into the Scooby Gang ever. Right?
Scrappy joined up.
Oh, he did?
I think one episode Red Herring was helping Fred out.
Ah.
As in a pup named Scooby-Doo, though. Might not be canon.
I guess they had a lot of crossovers. I guess you're right.
Where's
They could have
Scooby-Doo?
done something.
Yeah, they teamed up with Batman and didn't invite him because they couldn't be sure that he wasn't black under the mask, so they had to be safe.
Wow.
Yeah. You never know.
Do we have any final thoughts on Scooby-Doo and the cybercrime?
See, I thought that this movie had like
Cyber Chase.
fine.
Yeah.
I thought it had like almost no arcs, and then you said, "Oh, Shaggy did a thing where he almost had an arc." But I think this movie had almost no arc, and I think you should acknowledge that you enjoyed it despite it not having an arc. You know?
What do you mean? He's bad at games, and then he gets good at games to save his friends.
Yeah, that's the arc.
Well, I mean, he's not good at games. He's just like in the game, and now he's not playing it as a game. He's just in.
You can hate me now, but I won't stop now.
Yeah, it's not a game if you're in it. Come on.
You can hate me now.
If you're watching a movie, you're into what? Into the movie?
You puked on my lawn.
I've played Scooby-Doo in the Cyber Chase 1,000 times. Now, this is a real video game that I did do a Let's Play with my brother back in the day.
Whoa.
The Phantom Virus final boss battle is extremely hard. You have to throw pies at him, but he has so many movements that are just, like, in my opinion, probably undodgeable. And it took me probably an hour worth of tries to beat him, but I did beat this game.
Wow. I should play.
So,
it's
do you think
just
the
how
cyber,
Erich wanted it.
Do you think the Cyber Chase is better represented as a video game or as a movie?
I definitely got more fun out of the game, but it is very frustrating and difficult. But I mean, it's just it's a PlayStation 1 platformer from people who were not experts in platformers, I think. So, but the artificial difficulty, I guess, adds to it, that they didn't really know how to make a game.
Well, it looks pretty cool. So did this come out at the same time? Because
I would imagine.
Like it's got way better graphics than they imagined the graphics to be.
Well, this movie was one of the final Scooby-Doos before 9/11, I believe. So this is a 2001 film. When did the game come out? Does it say?
Holy shit.
2001, apparently.
There you go. Dual release. I probably got them both the weekend they came out.
Wow, what a haul.
Wow.
Now, how would you rank that Scooby-Doo platformer against the Bugs Bunny platformer that you also played on the PlayStation?
Fuck Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. The Scooby-Doo game is far superior.
Yeah, it makes sense that a game would just have like completely random adventures instead of like the actual adventures they had.
Yeah, I did want your perspective as a game developer, Florian. So you disagree with me that the adventures of the Scooby-Doo gang in the game should be related to their real-life adventures. You disagree with that?
Well, like there's several approaches. There are many games that are like related in a vague way, but then they're just like some random stuff where the characters could have been anyone, but they chose to do it. And those games might be better in general than the games that are actually trying to tie too hard into the movie. Like, I guess it's just a spectrum on what's good. I mean, there's many that are really bad because they're trying to tie too much into the movies. So I guess there's just many ways you can do it.
If you have a talking dog character, is there a way you can incorporate that into a video game in a more interesting way than just a basic platformer?
I mean, I don't know if I think a basic platformer seems to fit Scooby-Doo fairly well.
Because of all the running around and like monsters and shit.
Not a point and click adventure. What the fuck's
Well, I mean, they're solving a
puzzle
mystery,
game.
so there's a lot of options for a game.
I think a puzzle
that
game would be good.
Yeah, you can mix in puzzles, point and click mystery solving, and some light platforming and boss battles. There's so many things you could do.
So did they not have any puzzles at all?
There's no puzzles. It was just painful platforming and then boss battles, like at the end of each level, that you had to throw pies at the boss.
I mean, I guess it's possible they just had this game and then they just put Scooby in it and then they made the movie about it. But who knows?
Oh, well, yeah. Which came first, the movie or the game? That's a tough one.
Probably the movie.
If you have a game, then you might go that way, and I might just incorporate certain things into it. I mean, maybe they had like a platform, and then they decided to do it like this, and then they made the levels to fit the movie. But yeah, I mean, I guess they had that montage with all the levels, so that gave them pretty big license to put whatever they wanted into.
Did the levels that appear in the movie appear in the game?
I think most of them do.
All right, cool.
But not all of them. But I know there's a samurai one, an Egyptian one. There's like a theme park one, like at the end. Erich, you said you did not like the theme park shenanigans. This is like Zombieland before Zombieland. We've got, the future and past versions of characters teaming up to do fighting monsters on a roller coaster. You didn't like that, Erich.
It all just seemed like filler. It was just there to fill
That was
time,
the point of the film, was that whole sequence was building up like we need an excuse for this awesome shit to happen.
Yeah, I just don't care.
That sucks. You didn't like any of the original songs, because there's some real bangers in this movie.
I wanted to bring that up. Is one of the things from the B-52s?
I don't know.
The main Scooby-Doo theme? Here, let me.
It might be. Hartsy, you're a B-52 fanatic. Did you recognize it?
Of course. Although I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to bore the audience with,
right.
With my
he has no clue.
Wow. No. With a keen eye for details, Florian. Erich, are you looking this up or can we move on?
I'm looking it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of distracted just by looking at this game.
I swear
now.
I heard like the Fred Schneider Yeah.
No, that was Fred Jones.
It is them. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I
Scooby-Doo,
fucking called it.
Where are you? Did you like in the movie when Shaggy yelled Scooby-Doo's "Where are you?" Because there was two of them.
Yeah, that was a real knee slapper, real side splitter.
That's a real wife slapper. You hit your woman.
Oh.
This shit's not funny.
See, I thought the humor in this was better than usual Scooby-Doo stuff. Mostly because they weren't like trying that hard to make the jokes. I enjoyed that. That they were just like more genuinely happening. The jokes, instead of just being like, oh, here's a food thing that they can eat for the millionth time, just gorging them entirely for a long period of time,
So other than Velma, would you say this is your favorite piece of Scooby-Doo media so far, Florian? Because this is the most Rick and Morty Scooby-Doo we've seen yet, so I would not be shocked that it's your favorite.
Yeah, I think it might be my favorite, yeah.
That's fair. I think it's a pretty good one myself. I gave it 3 stars on the old Letterboxd. I did not have the animosity that Hartsy had or the disdain that Erich had. Maybe it is nostalgia goggles, but I think there's a lot of fun parts in the movie.
I feel like this was one of the movies where, when it came out, I was kind of not interested in Scooby-Doo anymore. So I remember just like vaguely watching it and being like, yeah, I don't care about this anymore. I just feel like the cyber stuff is just not what I want to see from a Scooby-Doo adventure.
I do have nostalgia for this movie because it is one of the Scooby-Doo movies I watched a bunch as a kid. I think my main nostalgic Scooby-Doo movie is probably Aloha Scooby-Doo. They go to Hawaii and it's just like a big tropical adventure.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I watched it a shit ton as a kid. There's a little, in the special features, there's a little surfing game where you play as Scooby-Doo and you're just surfing and dodging the
DVD has games on it?
Yeah. Was it a game
funny.
and a movie as well? Damn. Oh, just a mini game? Okay.
Yeah, just a little mini
you
game
play with your fucking TV remote to pushing left and right on the...
Yeah, exactly.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy that works, damn.
When I got TiVo back in 2007 or whatever, there was a bunch of games built into TiVo like that.
I mean, it's very simple, very, very simple game, but it's cool that it actually works on the DVD.
Damn, that sounds like a fun movie too. If only we had more episodes to watch.
If only.
Well, we will be back with Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School, and since it's the end of the Velma Fan Club podcast, I will not be forcing Erich to watch that movie with us, but, me and Florian will be here for sure, and anybody else who wants to show up, right, Florian?
Sure, yeah, more Scooby, why not? I just gotta say, this whole cyber stuff is really cool to me. I don't know. Like, one of the first games I played was Gex Enter the Gecko, and he just went, like, into the TV, and he had, like, crazy cyber adventures, too. There's, like, this one cyber level, and it's very different, but just the theme in general of having, like, these really old-school computers, but then you go into a fantasy world into them, it's really cool to me, okay? So, this movie, I probably would have liked this a lot back in the day, if I had seen it as a kid. Would have been great.
Yeah, if only we could get a time machine so Florian could see this film at the proper
Time
age.
machine? Do you realize how ridiculous of a concept that is?
Wow,
Come on,
it kind of hurt my feelings. I was trying to relate to you a little bit since we're kind of in the same situation here, but kind of just being a dickhead.
Real thing.
I hope Todd threatens your wife.
If you're doing this.
I hope Todd gains 50 pounds and then sneaks into your house and threatens your wife. Do we have any final thoughts on Scooby shit or Velma shit or any of it before we do some plugs?
Damn.
I don't.
Oh yeah, the security guard. How did you guys like him?
What's his name? Wembley? Feels like
he
he's
was-
named after the stadium in England.
He reminds me of a character from Scooby-Doo Meet the Boo Brothers, like the fat sheriff character. I think that's a staple for some Scooby-Doo films and such, to have like the red herring character of the fat guard who hates the gang, and you think, oh,
Yeah.
he's villainous towards them, he might be the bad guy, but then no, he's not.
Wasn't
Right.
he working with the bad guy though?
No!
Damn.
Wait, in this one or in Boo Brothers?
In this one.
Oh, no. No, he was a good-hearted man. He was right to, think that the gang was up to no good because their dog likes to... I mean, we've seen how the dog treats other people's fucking property when he goes to Louisiana and fucking destroys people's potted plants and shit. So that security guard was right to be anxious and cautious about it.
Yeah, he was real concerned that he would shit on the grass, You
Yeah,
can't
so
have
keep your
that
dog
on
off the
campus.
lawn.
Yeah.
You shit on my lawn.
You
And then
shit on my
Scooby
lawn.
just mocked him and took his hat.
True.
Oh, this
Were you
was
laughing when
helpful.
Scooby was mocking the man behind his back?
No.
Oh, no. But you said this film's humor was, upgraded for you.
I mean, it was like inherently very silly, but it wasn't painfully bad, but it was very silly, yeah.
Well, miming is an age-old theater tradition, so it's never going to be cringy.
No.
I think the funniest part of the movie is the fact that the university is just called State University.
State University. Yeah.
They don't want to say
That's
what
the most
state.
generic. The most generic possible name.
It could
State
be
of
any
soda?
state. Wow.
Erich, what are you plugging this week?
Yeah, you can find me on x.com at TZARREBAN, on Blue Sky at Revan1138, and on Letterboxd at Revan1138.
I only use Twitter. What is this X you speak about, then?
You don't use Twitter. You can't.
Now, Florian, I saw you posted about an 11-hour video today. What's that about? I haven't heard about that.
Are you doing
Yeah.
a Mahler response?
Yeah, I did some kind of model response. Yeah, I got a whole new editor and everything.
Wow.
It's a really, really good video. I
Some
think it
poor
all
guy had
came
to sit through
together.
that shit for like 11 hours to edit that
Has your
fucking
editor
video.
been like enslaved or something? Like,
Yeah, can you imagine
how do you get them to edit an
volunteering
11-hour
for
video?
editing that thing? Jesus.
Yeah, I'd fucking kill myself before I did that, to be honest. I don't even know if I'm going to watch that video.
Yeah, I bet you won't.
Yeah, honestly, if you look at my YouTube account, it will not ever say that I watched that entire video. I promise you.
Florian, what I can promise to you is I will turn it on an hour and a half before I go to sleep. Go to sleep for 8 hours, and then listen to the last hour and a half of that video.
While you're brushing your teeth and getting ready for the day, like, let's hear how this ends.
Oh yeah, give me that sweet watch time. It's been pretty hard for the anti-reviews channel. Like the views have been dropping. I don't know. What can I do
man.
to engage
Are you
with
making-
these kids?
Are you making your videos longer? Is that the problem?
Well, I think the podcasts were a problem. I don't know. Maybe people don't like them, or maybe I just got an initial boost and now people are bored of what I do. Who knows?
I think when Florian does like a 6-minute scripted video, it's always pure golden kino. So maybe do one or two of those by the end of the year and see if those do better views than the longer stuff.
I mean, I think I did scripted videos. I mean, I guess that cartoon catch-up was scripted, but I guess it was like several small things.
Yeah, but that did good on the shorts.
Well, some of them did, and then I guess it's just diminishing returns. But
still, you made one video and turned it into like 5, so that's pretty good.
I actually have like 10, so that's crazy. Yeah. Probably gonna hurt the channel with all those shorts, but whatever.
I mean, not really. I've never unsubscribed because somebody posted a short, because it's so easy to just ignore it and not even see it in my feed.
Do you use your subscription feed? I've been told.
Yeah, but I just don't watch shorts, so I just can scroll past it pretty easily.
Yeah, but I mean, if there's like one every day, it's a little distraction. But yeah, I mean, I actually don't use the subscription feed anymore, so I don't really see the shorts much. But also, I've started watching some shorts, so it's not the worst.
As somebody who recently saw my 4-year-old cousin scrolling through YouTube shorts for like an hour, I feel like it's rotting people's fucking brains to watch that many things that are that short in sequence.
Well, there are some good shorts, but I guess that's probably not the one he saw, right?
It's just like, can your brain juggle a whole new thing every 6 fucking seconds for an hour? Can we focus on one thing for a little bit?
My favorite accounts are the channels that upload full Family Guy episodes within like 100 minute-long clips.
Do they at least put them in a playlist that auto-plays?
No.
Great.
Can you even make a playlist with shorts?
Probably not.
I want to watch a playlist of just the first minute of Family Guy episodes.
And do a ranking which episode is the best minute.
Wow.
Hartsy, what are you going to plug?
My YouTube channel, Hartsy Prodsy. I am working on videos as we speak. Also, while you're
like
there,
what?
I'm working on a Halloween special.
So that'll be out in November?
Yeah, obviously. No, I will.
Yeah, you started early enough, right?
Yeah, I'll be trying to get it out soon. And while you're on YouTube, check out my secondary small passion project, Watch Mojo. That's just a small channel.
Oh, you're the guy running that channel.
Yeah.
Watch Mojo.
Oh, okay. You haven't seen Watch Mojo, so he's like making like these top 10 lists about pretty much anything, really. It's kind of interesting.
I don't know. I thought it's kind of lacking, You could try harder on that one, Hartsy.
Wow.
He's made like thousands of videos. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. I don't know. They bore me. It's really weird.
I like the voice filter he does, though. It sounds like a soothing woman's voice, You can fall asleep watching that, Erich, instead of watching Florian and Mahler and fucking the entirety of the Ant-Man movie.
Honestly, I just got these melatonin gummies, and I cannot wait to just see how they conk me out. That'll
You gonna take those at 2 p.m. on a Sunday, or are you gonna save those for tonight?
I'm gonna take them now.
Take them. Right. Hypothetically, we might be filming another podcast about Five Nights at Freddy's with Hartsy explaining the lore. You should take them right as we start that podcast.
Oh man, that would fucking roll.
And Hartsy's challenge is to be interesting enough to keep you awake.
I just start snoring loudly over his presentation.
And there's no way we can mute you. Just keep snoring over the whole thing.
Yep.
No, that movie doesn't look too bad, I saw it being terribly cringe, but like the trailer keeps playing at my gym, so I don't know. I guess it has some decent build up,
Like on repeat, it keeps playing, or like just the commercial breaks on TV.
Well, it's like once an hour, I guess. Like
it's gonna be the best
this dude's at the gym for multiple hours. Florian, I applaud you.
I did 2 hours.
If I exercise more than 30 minutes in a day, it's a miracle.
When does that movie come out?
October 27th, but I'm seeing it a day early, so I get to see it 26th.
At a fan
How do you
event?
manage?
Because the theater near me is doing a day early premiere.
Mm-hmm.
Like what, Thursday showing?
Yeah,
okay,
Thursday.
yeah. I'll also be seeing it that weekend, so Hartsy, I guess we can do the episode.
Let's go! Yeah!
Yeah, I did, I might have a date to go see it with, so.
Oh.
Did have to buy those tickets pretty early, so I am stuck seeing Five Nights at Freddy's.
Let's go.
Wow.
So who wants to join Hartsy and I for that epic kino
Me,
episode?
for sure.
Maybe,
and,
sure.
and no Florian.
No, Florian.
Florian, why would we have you
Florian.
on a fucking episode about video games? How does that relate to you? That's why I didn't want you on the Cyber Chase episode, because you fucking brought it down, not understanding how fucking video games work.
Yeah, when I did the power scaling thing, that was pretty embarrassing.
Dude, I played Ball Frog. There is not one level that ends with a Scooby Snacks box that you have to grab.
Games work, Florian.
What the fuck were
Yeah.
you thinking?
Gotta put those flies in a box, yeah. That would have appealed to the kids. And I had like
Froggy
a spinning
snacks?
box. Yeah. Delicious.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.